FM, Bremerton, Seattle. Today's music variety, Warm 106.9.
Now it's time for Inspirational Women, and my guest is Judy Hoff, the founder and CEO of Queen It's a New Day. It's a tragedy to think about, to see women, and women with children, homeless, on the street, sleeping in cars, looking for shelter. Judy Hoff, for more than a decade, has been on a mission to help these women, and she does so in numerous ways. And we'll discover that Valentine's Day plays quite an important part in it, and we can help in this to make a difference. So let's meet Judy. Judy Hoff, good morning. Thank you so greatly for being with us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Well, I am just so happy that you're able to make time for us and to join us, because you are an incredible woman who has, it appears, such boundless energy and is doing so much in our community. Now, not all of us can do that sort of thing, but I think what we're going to have an opportunity to do this morning, Judy, is to hear about what's going on, and we can participate, because you could always use some helping hands and lots of interested people, as well as, of course, funds, wherever that might fit in as well, right?
That's the truth. Yes, it does take a lot of people to lift up the community and make a difference in the lives of women and children.
And just to get started, you know, the thing that really just shocks me, it's unbelievable, is that the number of homeless women is greater than that of men. And it's been this way for a long time, and yet I feel that, oh no, it's more a male issue, a male problem, but it's not.
No, it's not. And women and children are living on the streets, looking for places to stay, and they're feeling pretty hopeless out there. And it's been this way. And the reason that there's more homeless women and children is because they have to flee abusive circumstances. They lose their provisions, they lose their home, and then they have to start from the ground up. And even though there's services available, there is not enough help for women and children out there yet. And that's why they're so on my heart. Is I spot them when I'm driving down the road, women with little children in their hands, and the needs are great. They're extreme needs.
And that's where you say you see this, you saw this being a problem, and just decided, I'm going to do something about it. And it's over time, it keeps growing. And that's the thing that's also just so impressive. The need is there, but the fact that you're able to have other forces basically join with you, and that you keep expanding and making the program really there to help women and their families.
That's correct. That's correct. So that women can come from stage 1 to 2 to 3. And our foundation, the Hoff Foundation, transforms communities one woman at a time. And that's our motto. And what we offer is a hand up to break the cycle of generational dysfunction. And it's that generational dysfunction which can lead to the lifestyle of sex trafficking, where they get stuck out there, drug and alcohol abuse, and homelessness. So our job is to reach in there and give them a hand up. And years ago, I saw a vision when all of this began of women were like stuck, and their little girls and families were stuck in quicksand. And they were reaching up for someone to pull them out. They couldn't get out on their own. And that vision really had motivated me. Now I'm just motivated by everyday life helping women. But in the very beginning, to see that picture of them crying out for help, because if we don't take their hand and give them that hand up, they're not going to be able to make that change that they need to. And the women's lives that we help, we help them holistically transform in every area, in spiritual areas, mental, to change their thinking, physical, to get healthy and look good and feel good, and emotional, to become stable, and financial, because every woman needs to be able to provide for herself and her children.
And you have found, and I think this makes such great sense, that you can't just focus on one area and feel, oh, we're just going to provide this home and provide the food that goes into this home, and this should just fix it. It's much deeper. As you said, there's the mental and the spiritual and the emotional that all has to be addressed at the same time.
That's right, and I know that Healing the Hole in Your Heart is the book that I wrote, and there's a story in that book about how a group of us, in the very beginning of this work, provided a place for a woman to live, and when we did this, we thought we were doing the right thing. So I learned from actually doing this to come back and find that we provided a home, we provided a bed, the food, the furniture, and we came back and she was sleeping on a crumpled up blanket on the floor because a bed to her was not a place of comfort. It had bad memories attached to it. And every day I would go back there and I would learn, no, this is not how it's done. We have to address the whole person. We have to help her change her thinking about herself. And we have to help her develop faith. We have to show her that she can be emotionally stable, and we have to help her find a way to take care of herself using her life skills and her abilities. So then when she goes out, we're not providing her a home and food. She's going to be able to go get it herself. And then she'll be stable when she could reach that place of being able to have an occupation using her transferable skills. Even if she's never worked before, everyone has transferable skills because we've lived. And she has gifts and talents and abilities to get out there and have a great life. And I really believe that every woman can come out of devastation into empowerment. But it does take the community to give them a hand up. That is the first step, and that's what we're all about, is to give them that hand up and into that life of their dreams. It was already planned for them to have a good life, to have hope. We have to restore the hope in their life so that they can move forward.
Oh, certainly. That is probably one of the biggest things in our life. If we don't have hope, we're just stuck in that quicksand.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And we'll just stay there, and eventually then they give up and they stay in that cycle of abuse, which, as we know, spirals downward. So it really does. The hope factor, once that is there, a woman can achieve everything that she's here to achieve, and she can break that cycle of abuse for her children. Once they have hope, they can break that cycle of abuse for their children and their children's children and their great-grandchildren. And that cycle of abuse is broken because you help mom, and you've broken the cycle of abuse for 3 generations to come, and you have equipped her to move forward in her life and have the life of her dreams.
Which is so incredible that really we see here the hope for all of us that we can create a better world, a new world where more and more people are functioning well, are having a healthy and productive and rewarding life.
Exactly.
And what's also wonderful is as women come and work with you at Queen It's a New Day, as they heal and as they begin to build their own foundation, you find that some of them stay with you and are wanting to be there to help others.
It's daily. I have the opportunity to see women that have been through our programs coming in for example, coming into our Esther's house where they started, and that is Esther's Place is a transformation and empowerment day center for women and children. And they come in and they help them with their breakfast and their lunch, and they help them get personal care items and clothing, and we offer classes and everything that is needed resource-wise to be able to help them move into that next level. And I have several of those ladies that I helped years ago, and now in Esther's place, coming in every day, and they can speak to the homeless women better than anybody else, but we all are there, of course, but they can really speak to their hearts because they know what it feels like to have those two little babies in your arms and you're walking into a shelter, a day center, and you're on the edge of giving up, but you can't. And so those ladies have had that transformation that is possible for all women because they got that hand up out of the quicksand and they're moving forward. And then also there's ladies that come in and they help with Queen It's a New Day. And Queen It's a New Day is a program that includes image and spiritual makeovers, life skills training. We're in partnership with the city, with churches, businesses, community leaders, transitional housing programs, and rehab centers, so they have the opportunity to become a community member. That's that next level, and so they can volunteer. They can work in all the areas of the makeovers, and they can then once again watch themselves continuing to grow in strength and in self-value and self-worth, and they're getting dignity back. And that is a word that is really pivotal to me, that we need to give people their dignity back. They're born with dignity, and then life circumstances sometimes strips it away from them. And once they have that dignity, then they can move forward as well.
Oh, absolutely. Very fundamental in what's going on. So you have, again, expanded to give women an opportunity to develop more skills and to really feel as though they're part of the community, and that is with your New Day Cafe.
Oh, my gosh, yes. And we have pictures of our last New Day Cafe celebration for the women that had gone through the training, wearing their chef hats, their chef coats, and they went through a several-day workshop, and they learned all of the skills alongside of Chef Andy Elf, who is a 6-time national award-winning chef. And he is not just a professional, but he has a heart to speak into the lives of the women. And he tells his story of being a son of a single mom with a dad that was an alcoholic, going through the similar struggles. And so he has a heart to give back to women so they can have a skill and help them get job placement. So the New Day Cafe is an upscale gourmet meal is what we get to see. And in this, these ladies have worked all week long learning the culinary skills, and then they put on a fabulous dinner. And we had a Christmas extravaganza, and our next dinner is February 14th, so it's a Valentine's celebration. And the ladies, the chef ladies, will be the ones cooking alongside of Andy as he teaches them their next level of skills to get really great jobs in culinary. And so our event is open to the public, and they can go on our Queen It's a New Day website and purchase tickets. They'll get to hear the ladies speak that have cooked the food for them and meet Chef Andy, and actually get to see what happens from reaching down in grabbing those hands out of the quicksand to Queen It's a New Day, and then the New Day Cafe. And Andy's partnered with many other chefs because of his long-term work, and one is already being hired that has gone through the first stage, and so he's able to place them in job placements after they go through the program.
So they have the training, they have the opportunity to be actually working at New Day Cafe, but once the training is done, they have all that actual experience that lets them, gives them the experience to go on to an actual restaurant cafe.
Correct, and there's many different jobs in that field, and so they get a certificate from Chef Andy. They walk away with knowing they can do it. You know, that self-value that it takes to be able to be interviewed and do your resume. And then, of course, we have resume training and interview training and job skills as a part of this process for all of the women. And in our Queen It's a New Day programs, we offer life skill classes. So there are many classes that are open to the women that go through our entire process that they can grab a hold of and feel confident to just keep moving forward in their lives. And then, of course, those are the ones that show up back. And one of my queens from many years ago is on our board, and she was a queen 8 years ago, and they're just all around us, and they are now giving back to the community and helping other women. Another lady that went through Queen It's a New Day in our programs many years ago, she started her own nonprofit organization, and she came from the pit, as we're talking about, and she was lifted out of the pit, and now she has gotten her daughter back. Her home blew up. It was a meth lab, and her daughter was taken away. Well, she got her daughter back. She is back with her daughter's father. She started a nonprofit to help other people get their children back. And, so the beat goes on inside of women that no one would know, these beautiful gifts, like this lady, her name is Vicky. These beautiful gifts are inside, and you give a woman a hand up. And in Vicky's case, not only did she change her daughter's life, but she's out changing the life of hundreds of people. I went to a Christmas function that she put on, and it was all people getting their kids back that she put together herself. And every person was able to go get a gift for their child and see their child, even with supervised visits, but they got to see their children, and she's helping them walk down that pathway. Now, just think, if we didn't give the hand up out of the quicksand to that one, all the lives that wouldn't have been touched.
Exactly. Oh, that gives me goosebumps to think of all of these families being reunited or on the road to being reunited, and one woman's dream that evolved from your dream of helping her and other women. Isn't that, it's just the gift keeps on giving.
It does. It is definitely paying it forward, isn't it?
Yes, for sure. And this is so wonderful. As we hear about these programs, of course, it takes a lot of people to put this together. Volunteers and donations of funds are all really critical here. I know that with the dinner that you mentioned on Valentine's Day, which sounds like a wonderful celebration, right there, by attending, we can help. But you're also in need of volunteers for that event. At least I think you might still be.
Yes, we are. We could use wait staff and dishwashers and in general volunteers to come in and help. Absolutely, and to volunteer, once again, they would simply go to that website, and they would be able to sign up to volunteer for that. And the cost of the dinner, this is literally a high-end gourmet dinner that we get to experience, 5-course high-end dinner, and the cost is just so small compared to what you would pay for a dinner like this. And to me, the cost of being able to support women changing their lives and get to see that and get to see other lives changed, it kind of represents Valentine's Day.
Indeed, yes.
The true essence of love is the love of giving.
And you said it's just a small amount. It's only $30 for the dinner. Is that right?
Yes, right. It's only $30.
And the New Day Cafe is located in Everett.
Yes, the New Day Cafe is functions on Rockefeller at the First Presbyterian Church. The address is 2936 Rockefeller, and that's Everett. And it is directly across from the courthouse on Wall Street and Rockefeller. And so the main entrance is where you would come in once you purchase your ticket, or you want to just come and volunteer. Either way, you're very welcome, and that would be your entrance to the cafe.
So that's the dinner on Valentine's Day. That's at 6 p.m. and sounds like an excellent way to celebrate this special day, Valentine's Day. But throughout the week, the cafe is also open, isn't it, Judy?
The cafe is a job training at this point throughout the week, but soon we will have it opened. Soon. Okay. So at this time, our training is in workshop form, And he'll finish one stage, and then we'll have a dinner, and he'll finish the next stage. So that's where we are at this point. We're organically growing into that full-time cafe.
And that is just so wonderful. And what an important lesson that it's an evolutionary process. It's not like something has to be already set up and ready to go, but you're going at this step by step, and it just keeps moving forward. It must be such a thrill to see how it actually evolves.
I absolutely love my work. I wake up in the morning and I think, okay, what am I? Oh, today I'm doing a tour. These people are coming in to see Esther's Place, Queen It's a New Day, and pick up information on the cafe. And then of course I get to see the women in need. And that's what motivated me in the very beginning, was to work with the women that really need the hand up. But what I also see is the beauty of volunteerism, that when people volunteer, their lives are so blessed and changed.
And to volunteer, that's a good point, too. People, just in general, if they would like to volunteer, should they go to the queenitsanewday.org website?
Yes, they can volunteer for all three facets of our organization on that website. So if their desire is to make soup and homemade muffins and bring them into Esther's Place because they don't have time to volunteer, they can drop off that wonderful lunch for the day. And so they would go on the website and say, what day do you need food? Or I have, they can volunteer to bring in clothes for Queen It's a New Day, and those are new and gently used back to work clothes and shoes and accessories. And that's another way people can volunteer that don't have the physical time to come in and do the work. Then for Queen It's a New Day, they can volunteer for our every other month program and be a part of the program, which is held right there every other month, where we give women a complete day of radical makeover from the inside out. And they can be Queen's ladies and walk with a lady all day long. They can volunteer in every facet: hair, nails, pedicures, manicures. We need gentlemen to usher the women down the carpet with Queen It's a New Day. They can volunteer to be a hostess. They can volunteer at the large Queen event, which the next one will be in September. And that's where we take 100 women from all over the Northwest and bring them to a hotel, and they're walked down the carpet by the men. And these ladies are coming out of, last year we had 35 from sex trafficking housing, from transitional houses, from shelters, from family members that says, my person needs a hand up. She's been down too long. So we take 100 women, and they're walked into the hotel, and there's 300 volunteers applauding, and they have their makeovers, and they have speakers, and then the evening after that, they have before pictures, and in the evening they have a gala celebration, and they're able to celebrate their lives, and they're wearing a formal, and they feel absolutely changed, and they walk across the stage, and they say, "Hi, my name is, and I'm a queen, and it's a new day," and you could just feel the atmosphere of encouragement on those women, and some of them just fall, and some cry, and some jump and dance across the stage, and so then they stay overnight in the hotel, and in the morning they wake up, and day 2 is all workshops, where they sit down and they go through all life skills type training and we touch on every facet that I already mentioned, the 5 facets of being whole. And at the end of the day, they get graduation, their before and after pictures, all the clothes that they've been given are theirs to keep. And then they have the ability to go through our program. Our program is year-round. So even though they go through this large, glorious event, on the next day when that's over, they can come in and see us and sign up for more classes. They can get more work clothes, and they could sign up for the job training, the New Day Cafe.
So that is just so incredible that this is available to women who want it. Do you find that the need, though, is great and you ever have to turn women away?
Yes, the need is huge. we could be literally have the full cafe. We could be doing Queen It's a New Day programs every single day. And so we have women that are signing up that are on a list already for our September event. And we have a staff member that stays in connection with these women, so they eventually get to go through the program. And once they start the program, they're in that cycle. And even if they haven't started the life skills classes, they can still come in and get clothes. They can come in and be a part of us at whatever level they are. So we're there all the time for these ladies. We have a counselor on staff that they just want to come in and have someone to talk to. So we are always there every day of the week for the ladies.
And this is located at the Rockefeller address at the church.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay,
and the entrance for women, in case any women are hearing this and they need they need to find us. The entrance is Wall Street, and that's where they would see the sign, Esther's Place, and they would come in those stairs and they would see us there.
Excellent. And so being located in Everett, of course you draw from the community there and surrounding community, but do women also come from other cities across the state?
Yes, they do. Women come from, our last event we had women from South Seattle. Women come as far as Bellingham, Tacoma, on the east side. Women are coming from every direction to receive the value of the support that we can give them, because they're so in need.
And as you said, as we've established, the need is just so great. And I imagine, too, that there's word of mouth that women who are already in the program or who have completed some part of the program will tell others, and that is a way that they find their way to you.
Yes, it is. We don't have to advertise to the women in need. They find their way. When we opened up Esther's Place, we did nothing but open the doors, and they started coming in.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and they started bringing their friends. And I am just grateful for the visions and the people that support this cause, that together we can do this. Together we can do this, and it does really take an army to manage such a large opportunity to help women and their children.
And the thing is that you answered the call, and you are doing a big part of this by getting it rolling and reaching out in the community and bringing together the volunteers who offer the services to the women. The rest of us only have really a small part that we need to play in this. It may be that we can only write a check or make a donation online, and we can do that, correct?
Yes, you can do that on our website. There's a PayPal on our website, and we would gratefully receive that. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And so that certainly is a really important part of it. And we've heard of all the programs, the Royal Queen Closet. And once again, let's mention, coming up is Valentine's Day. Maybe we haven't figured out what we want to do for this special day. So what is going on at Queen It's a New Day?
We are having a wonderful Valentine's dinner, gourmet dinner, and we will be listening to beautiful music by Janine Alf, a professional singer, and we will be getting to hear from, which tops it off, alongside of Chef Andy Elf, 6-time national award-winning chef who has trained these beautiful ladies. We'll get to hear their stories and eat the food that they prepared for us, and just be a part of this most loving, nurturing event possible for the Day of Love, Valentine's Day.
Oh, I think that that's just so incredible, such a beautiful way to celebrate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Judy, it's just been wonderful to hear all about this. You are such a beautiful woman, a beautiful soul who is doing such great work in the world. Let's mention the website once again so people know exactly where to find you and what we can do.
Queen, it's a new day.
So once again, it's been wonderful to get the update from you, to find out what's going on, and to know that we all can be a part of the solution in our own particular way. There's that opportunity. So, Judy, thank you for making that available to us. And, of course, thank you for taking time with us today.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for partnering with me. You already did your part.
Well, that's only one small piece of it.
Thank you.
And with that, we're at the end of a very full hour of Inspirational Women with Judy Hoff and Sunday Morning Magazine with Karen Bonnell. I'm Kate Daniels, your host, and I greatly appreciate your sharing this hour with me and these special guests. For details you might have missed or information you'd like to know, please just send me an email, kated@warm1069.com, and I'll get right back to you. Also, if you'd like to listen again or to share these important stories with your family and friends, find the podcast on the Warm 1069 webpage, click on the On Air tab, and look for the show and the guest names. I now wish you and your family a day of love, of self, of each other, as we think ahead to Valentine's Day on the coming weekend. Have a week of the same, and then please plan to join me again next weekend for another hour of Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women, which is just one more way Warm 106.9 cares for our community. Good morning.